Hello, today we're going to be making our Elimination Chamber predictions. I'll be going through the card and giving my thoughts on who I think will win the match, and who I'd like to see win each match, and what I think it could lead to. So first off is the Good Brothers versus the Mr Raj on the kickoff show. I think we'll see a comfortable win for Anderson and Gallows, especially with their recent association with Finn Balor as of late. If it wasn't for the fact that it's on the kickoff show, I'd expect a Revival to interfere and cost them the match. But I fully expect that to happen when the Mr Raj have a rematch with Good Brothers on Raw in probably the next week or two. As for what I'd like to see, I would go with a Mr Raj win if it meant they would go on to do something other than stand around Miz and get beaten up. So with that in mind, I'd still like to see an Anderson and Gallows win, as the result won't harm Axel or Bo's standing and will be just another win for the Good Brothers. Onto the main card, it is The Bar versus Titus Worldwide. While it is never an indication of the placement of the match on the night, I'll go with WWE.com's preview of the Elimination Chamber, and the order the matches are on there. This gives us Cesaro and Sheamus versus Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews with Dana Brooke. Titus Worldwide have picked up a few victories via roll-ups and such against The Bar, and has finally earned them a title shot. Can they get the job done when it counts? As for my prediction, I'm going with The Bar on this one. They've suffered enough losses to Titus Worldwide, and I can't see them taking another. They'll step up when the titles are on the line, and they'll do what needs to be done. It might not be the cleanest win, but it could give Titus and Apollo a valid reason to still be in contention for a title rematch. Like the previous match, what I predict will happen, and what I'd like to see happen are the same. The Bar retains, but not cleanly. It leaves it open for the Raw rematch, and we'll see some interference from the Revival, which leads to Anderson and Gallows getting involved sooner or later. A few matches later, and we could be all set for these four teams facing off at WrestleMania. Next up is Woken Matt Hardy versus the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt. It's a little hard to care at this point considering how both have been booked, and the matches they haven't really counted for anything against each other. We can only hope this actually leads to the feud kicking into high gear, because there have been oh so many promos. As for the prediction, I'll be going with a Woken Matt Hardy win. I think Bray has won at least one match against him, maybe it was on the Raw 25th anniversary. Either way, it gives Bray a chance to call out the former V1, and it might lead to us seeing more of his Woken Warriors such as Senior Benjamin, Rebby Hardy, King Maxwell, and of course, Vanguard 1. What I'd like to see happen, and I'm sure by now you're going to be getting bored of this, because I'd still like to see a Matt Hardy win. Bray's character is so broken at this point that losses to Hardy here, and no doubt at WrestleMania, could serve to give him a chance to perhaps slightly tweak or reinvent his character post-WrestleMania. Ideally, it would serve as a catalyst to form a new Wyatt family, with Wyatt having realised some of the mistakes he has made since splitting from Harper and Rowan. Hardy winning can only strengthen his character and the universe he wants to create. The introduction of his Woken character needs to come out on top of this feud, even if Bray carries a lot less cachet than he did 2 or 3 years ago. This lets him build momentum and allows his next opponent to possibly play off Bray's weakened state and tell him how he's not a has-been like the self-proclaimed Eater of Worlds was. Next on the card looks to be Ronda Rousey's contract signing. I think this will be a most civil affair and go off with zero incident. Oh, who am I kidding? There's no way someone doesn't come out to distract the contract signing, and based upon rumours, it looks like it's going to be Stephanie McMahon, and that makes sense to me. Stephanie looked a little out of sorts at the end of the Royal Rumble, and a possible mixed tag match at WrestleMania could be an introduction to Rousey without putting too much pressure on her in-ring work. It'll no doubt be Stephanie and Triple H against Ronda Rousey and a partner of her choosing. I know Ronda has been putting in the work at the Performance Centre, and I have no doubt she's given it her all, but it would be perhaps unfair to expect her to go out on the grandest stage of them all in her first match and put on a wrestling clinic. This isn't to doubt what she can do, but a mixed tag match allows her to no doubt impress us with what she's got so far and cover any of her short-term weak spots. What I'd like to see is if we're going to be seeing Ronda Rousey in a singles match at WrestleMania, then I'd like to see her go against Charlotte Flair. Either Daniel Bryan or Shane McMahon could interrupt the contract signing with a better offer, such as a title shot at WrestleMania against the SmackDown Women's Champion. While it is Charlotte versus Ruby Riott at Fastlane, I think we'll see Flair retaining her title. With Charlotte having been so dominant on SmackDown since winning the title, Ronda would be a fresh challenge that I'm sure most would enjoy. Next is Asuka versus Nia Jax. I like Nia, but there's nowhere I can see her beating Asuka short of some Ronda Rousey interference, and even then, I think that's unlikely. Asuka wins and then goes on to face the winner of the Women's Elimination Chamber match. As for what I'd like to see happen, I'm still going with an Asuka win, but I'd like to see her challenge both Alexa and Charlotte for their titles at WrestleMania. As far as I'm aware, it would be a first for a Royal Rumble winner to challenge for both titles on both brands. I'd like to see her win both titles and hold them until SummerSlam before defending them in a 2-4 triple threat match as Kurt Angle did at WrestleMania 2000 against the number one contenders from Raw and SmackDown. As for how that would go down, we'll leave that for another day. The Women's Elimination Chamber match. The first ever chamber match sees Alexa Bliss defending her title against Sasha Banks, Bayley, Mickie James and Absolution, Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. How I predict it's going to go down? It's probably the toughest match to call, and while it would make sense to see a dominant Alexa Bliss go on and retain to face Asuka at WrestleMania, we have been reminded of the fact that she hasn't defended her title since October 2017's TLC. This opens up the playing field, and she could well lose it in such a match. That said, I'm still going with an Alexa Bliss win. I feel there's just too much going on with a potential Sasha heel turn against Bayley, though we're left to wonder what is next for Mickie James and Absolution. I'd like to see either Alexa or Sasha head into WrestleMania as the champion to defend against who I can only assume will be Asuka. Bayley and Mickie James could be potential opponents, but I feel Bliss and Banks would present the strongest threat to Asuka's undefeated streak, with Bliss being the longest reigning Raw Women's Champion and Banks sharing the record for most Raw Women's Championship reigns with Charlotte. All that's left now is the Men's Elimination Chamber match. This is arguably the most interesting match on the card with 7 competitors. We got The Miz, John Cena, Finn Balor, Elias, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. All rumours indicate a Roman Reigns win, and as much as I don't want it to be, I can't see it being anything else. Ideally, we'd see Roman take a different path to WrestleMania, but that's not how it's going to go down. As for what I'd like to see the monster among men, Braun Strowman, win the whole thing. While he has already fought Brock Lesnar, I think we all came away thinking that at least one of the competitors wasn't quite finished. Even in such a short space of time, Braun has added to his character. He's recently shown a sense of humour that did nothing to take away from his destructive force. The incident with the giant base, as well as the mixed tag match with Alexa Bliss, has shown his more jovial side, but he still retains that single-minded goal to destroy everyone and anyone that stands in his way. At WrestleMania, he could face off against Brock Lesnar in a no DQ match, and I'm sure both parties would be quite happy with that. If Brock brings his A-game, which he should, we could see an absolutely outstanding WrestleMania match. So thank you all for joining me in my Elimination Chamber predictions. I'm hoping I can make this sort of thing a regular thing with the upcoming pay-per-views. It's going to be a lot easier once it switches to dual brand, so it's only going to be one a month. I'd love to hear all your thoughts on Elimination Chamber, so let me know in the comments. As usual, if you liked the video, then hit the thumbs up button. If you want your friends and family to know about the video, share the link. And as always, if you haven't already and want to be really cool, subscribe. So until next time, see ya.